The Dalai Lama has announced today that he's renouncing his political responsibilities for the Tibetan people living in exile. His announcement comes as a large community of Tibetans living in exile mark the 52nd anniversary of a failed uprising in Tibet against China.
During a speech marking the anniversary of the 1959 Tibetan Uprising, the Dalai Lama announced his plan to give up his political responsibilities to an elected figure. The 75-year-old Dalai Lama said he would begin the formal process of stepping down at a meeting of the Tibetan Parliament in exile next Monday. This may be easier said than done, as there is currently no Tibetan who comes close to matching his authority as a spiritual and political leader. Beijing has already said the Dalai Lama has no right to choose his successor, but must follow the religious tradition of reincarnation. Meanwhile, many Tibetans, including Buddhist monks, staged a rally in Shimla today as they marked the 52nd anniversary of the Tibetan national uprising. They demanded for the release of political prisoners in Tibet and reiterated their faith in their spiritual leader.
We do have a full hope toward the Dalai Lama that he will definitely look after us and manage after us. And although he have announced that he will completely renounce all his political power, but still we do have a lot more towards him.
And in New Delhi, exiled Tibetans also demonstrated outside the UN office in the Indian capital city. They are calling on the world body to seek for a proper investigation into the political situation in their homeland and are demanding an end to Chinese rule in Tibet.
We are here at the United Nations office, in front of the United Nations office in New Delhi, India, and we are here to appeal to the United Nations to appoint a special rapporteur to investigate into the situations and to look into the conditions of the political prisoners inside Tibet.
Later, a group of Tibetans met UN officials who assured them that their concerns will be brought to the attention of UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in New York. Thousands of Tibetans lost their lives, and about 80,000 of them were forced to flee to India on March the 10th in 1959 in a failed uprising against Chinese rule in Tibet.
Meanwhile, here at home, a small group of Tibetan supporters rallied on Parliament Hill to mark that 52nd anniversary of the failed uprising. MPs from all parties joined with about 30 protesters to show their support for Tibet. Organizers are calling on Ottawa to urge China to stop the continuing human rights violations and lack of democratic freedom in Tibet.
Not too long ago, Stephen Harper said that the Canadians will not sell out for the almighty dollar, but I think this summer, actually, he met with Hu Jintao, so it seemed like he sort of backtracked on that.
Protesters marched to the Chinese embassy following the rally.